Welcome back to Farm School. Today we're going to talk about fire. We have a fire pit created here by some of our students, Peyton, Zach, Nick. I think it was those three guys who did the lion's share of the work on the pit, and we thank them for it. So today we're going to try to make a fire in a simple way. I have a box of matches that I found, 2 left. So we got to figure out how to make a fire, plus I have a secret ingredient I'll tell you about later, okay? But I can't tell you about it now, but I will soon. But first, we got to go get some tinder and some sticks to get the fire ready. The first size that we have is very small, tinder. Love me tender, love me true. Tinder, smaller than a chopstick, more like a toothpick. Very small, very tiny. Tinder is what you need to make sure you have to start the fire. Some of the other sizes are what you need to keep the fire going. So make sure you get a lot of dry tinder. Make sure it's very dry. Here's a branch I just pulled off of that tree. I want you to compare something. Listen to this. Yeah, see how it bent a lot before it ever snapped? Sometimes it won't even snap in half, it'll just kind of rip and tear. But you'll see how as this is peeling back, it's because there's still moisture inside that bark, and there's still, nutrients being fed up and down. But this other stuff that we find snaps nice and easily because it's already dried out. Oh, that was a good one right there. When I see people making fires for campsites and things, the main problem I see is that they have all of the sticks that they need for one size, but they don't progressively get larger and they run out of fuel too fast. So what we want to do is find a bunch of little stuff, a bunch of medium stuff, and then some larger things that we can burn for a little while. All right, let me show you what I got and why it's good to have these options. Pencil size. Maybe pencil or a little bit smaller, like between chopstick and pencil size. The next size I like to look for is hot dog, like big fat hot dogs. So we're looking at stuff like this. Now, anything after hot dogs, fair game. Once you've got the hot dogs burning, you can start looking at this, but once again, make sure it's nice and crispy. I don't know if I've ever described wood as being crispy before. I'm gonna teach you the log cabin method, which I tend to prefer. The reason why I like the log cabin is there's still a lot of airflow coming up on the sides. The big sticks can start burning without burning out, and if they do, they fall right where they need to be. And then you can put your starter, you can put your tinder in here, and it makes it easier. Obviously, only make fires in the fire pit with parental supervision and all that stuff. But I'm a parental, so I'm gonna make a fire. The secret ingredient that disappeared earlier. Can you guess what it is? All this is lint from the dryer. And this is gonna be, hopefully, what it starts with. The smallest ones that I can find. Even the ones that are just slightly bigger, I still want to put off until the second round and I'll start adding them on. A little bit earlier you saw me moving these coals with my hands. I knew that they were cold already or else I wouldn't have done it. But one time I had the opportunity to walk on hot coals, like they do sometimes, but just the more I thought about it, I got cold feet. Now, I have 2 matches, so I hope one of these works. We'll see what kind of success we have. But remember, put your starter on the bottom. If you don't have dryer lint, you can use a really dry sheet of paper. The thinner, the better. Newspaper often works a little bit better than like notebook paper or printer paper. And then you want to stack up things progressively larger until you get to the pencil size. Then you can start adding more stuff later. So let's see if this works. What 3 things does fire need? Fuel. That's the wood and stuff here. 2, heat. Obviously, that's where some of that's coming from. But 3, oxygen. When you see a fire struggling, a lot of times just adding oxygen is the way to get it going. And by the way, I do realize it's incredibly hot here already, and I'm out here making a fire like an idiot, but it's for you people. That's why I'm doing it. So there you have it, a nice campfire on a hot summer day. But make sure you're always safe with the fire. I always like to keep a bucket of water around and never play around a fire, of course. I also like to keep the fire pit right around it very neat. Obviously never turn your back to a fire. I just want you to be safe and know how to start your own fire. We have one match left over for next time, so if you want to come try it out, you can have that match. Update, I thought we had marshmallows. Turns out we do, they're just mini marshmallows. The key to a good marshmallow is you pay attention to it carefully. You always make sure you make it golden all the way around and pay close attention to it. Because if you turn your eyes away from it in a minute. All right, I'll show you again in a minute. So as soon as we all get back together, we'll start the fire up and we'll have real human-sized marshmallows and we'll have a great campfire, okay? See you guys soon. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.